this is your grandma. Knock that shit off. You know?
Yeah. Blasphemer, you blasphemer. Yeah.
My priest is gonna call. You know, I don't know, and frankly, I don't blame those folks. Like, you know, I think that's awesome. You know, I think that they should that is their path, and that's good. Again, you know, I mean, I think as we do more podcasts, it's going to come clear that my path is cloudy at best and rocky at best, and you know, there's definitely some forks in the road, and I just, you know, again, it just was a perfect storm. You know, stuff happening where bad people were surviving. You know, this is going to lose us some people, but you know, I was like, well, it seems like Donald Trump, when he got COVID, that he was one of those checked all the boxes guys. Like, I was surprised that he made it, and God bless him. Maybe he's stronger than fucking we all know, or he just got a lot of drugs, or I don't know. But like, you know, Chuck, yesterday was the third worst death toll in the history of America.
Yeah.
Yesterday. I mean, fucking, we're talking about going to school, and more people died yesterday than 9/11. I mean, 9/11, we've been fighting a war for 21 years, for 20 years or whatever. Like, what are we going to, we've mobilized to fight that. And how about, and
True.
as far as I'm concerned, those terrorist groups are just as hard to deal with as COVID. That's a different kind of virus, so to speak, you know, like, you know, I that's probably the wrong words, but you know, like, why is it so easy to rise up for those 3,000 people? Why was it so easy to rise up for the 3,000 sailors at Pearl Harbor? And why is it, you know, like, what, you know, I thought once we hit 58,000, which is the Vietnam number, I thought, wow, okay, so the 58,000 men changed the world. You know, those hippies and those protesters and the free speech movement and all those guys, all those young people, those boomers had enough, and they put their foot down, and that resonated through the entire world. Everyone knows what that is. Everyone knows about American Vietnam. And I thought, well, then that's going to be the number. When we hit 60,000, people are going to say enough's a fucking enough, you know, and that we're going to have to take some kind of action. We're going to have to storm the streets. And then, you know, George Floyd literally happened right around that time, by the way. And I was like, ooh, wow. And then boom, all those people hit the streets, and I was like, okay. And, you know, and I thought that was interesting what your dad said on the last podcast. They just kind of get tired, you know, they just got tired out. It can't last. And I just thought that was a number. And here we are at, how much do we have? How many people are dead now? I don't even know. Like, how many?
Yeah, we're up over 250,000 people.
I mean, I thought that was the magic, because I saw those people in the history books do it. And, you know.
Yeah, you know, I'm convinced that there's a, you know, I keep going back to, you know, the Noah's Ark concept. You know, why was the earth destroyed? You know, and you know, the only thing that I can come up with is, you know, has any kind of backing in the Bible and those kind of things. It's just because the world had gotten out of control, and we had forgotten about, you know, the love and the kindness and the caring and those kind of things, and it was time to erase that and make a statement. Well, if that's true, and God is as significant now as he was back then this to me is a statement. What's it a statement of? You know, that's what I want us to figure out.
Yeah.
You know, is it a statement of, you know, you have turned to a way of thinking that is lost its kindness and its compassion, and it's been we've graduated to me and what I can get and what I can have, and the more money I have, the better off,
right,
you know, I am, and it does, nothing else matters, and the truth really isn't important anymore, because it seems like all this stuff has gotten progressively worse. And if you look at it in some sort of a again, for lack of a better term, biblical terms, it's like okay, you're not paying attention. How about now? And then how
Whack.
about, how about some more people? And how about let's go home, and we can't be together anymore, and we're not in school anymore. And then, well, and then the emperor didn't listen, so the emperor got COVID, you
Yeah.
know, and then the emperor still didn't listen, so his kid got COVID, and you know what I mean. I mean, if there's some sort of again of spirituality to it all, then I think paying attention to that in a way that is how can we move away from being those kind of people? Have
Right.
we graduated all the way? Our American empire is starting to crumble, and Nero is going to be fiddling, pretty soon here. It's
Mhm.
gotten that bad, but again, I'm hoping that the people in the middle, and if Biden's doing nothing else by keeping his mouth shut and not going after Trump, which I know him and well enough to know from what I know about him that it pisses him off. I'll bet he's angry as hell. I'll
Yeah.
bet he's got, because he's got a temper and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
you know that he wants to fire back. But if this is an example that he's going to set to last as long as he can, when he finally comes with it, when he finally brings it, it's gonna be like it's okay that he brings it. It's okay that he, and maybe the Justice Department is going to, put Trump down. I don't know. It's just it's a philosophical question. I just think that lying has been emboldened, and that's not a good thing for anybody. Being mean and nasty and talking shit to people and not listening, and being unkind, that's been emboldened, and that's not cool. So those aren't things that make people better, and make our society better. I think we're losing respect. If you want to be, if you want to bring the hammer, and and might is right, then that's, we'll see. And I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's better.
I think that that's awesome, and I think that I'm not I've said it before. I'm not an Old Testament dude at all. But my question is, what do you guess? Sodom and Gomorrah is a city, right, that got stricken down or whatever because of the seven deadly sins or whatever. Would you think that? What's that?
The debauchery.
Yeah, the debauchery. So what percentage of that city was not? They're just living their normal life. Was it 100% of the people were just getting freaky, or was it the same 20% that we keep saying time and time again in our podcast? We only have 10 podcasts, and we keep talking about the 20%. Is it the same 20% in Sodom and Gomorrah? Was it 100%? Was it that dirty? In the people that are so down for biblical, for the biblical life, especially the people that are word for word kind of thing. So when we have Katrina, that doesn't ring a bell. And when we have this fires, that doesn't ring a bell. And when we have the virus / pestilence, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't ring a bell. Like, I don't know. That's what. So again, I'm in purgatory. I'm lost. I don't want to jump in. I felt really bad when I was working at St. Linus, one of the poorest parishes in California, and these people were voting Republican, sort of against their interests and against their family, and I really, it didn't make me stronger. It made me, my beliefs weaker. I really got into the head games of it, and like, how do you change that? Well, we say, okay, education. But I talked to two teachers, both of them have masters. And I posed the question, what if Gavin Newsom requires that we take the vaccine? Both of them are not anti-vaxxers. Both of them vaccinated their children. Both of them said they weren't going to do it. And I was like, what's the downside? Well, it just, what's the next thing then? We accept this, then what are we going to accept? And what are we going to accept? And I'm like, so you just accept people dying, right? And you accept people leaving your life, and you You know, again, I don't push it because I just leave it out there for them to think about. I know they think about it in the car on the way home, but they're so quick with the, oh no, I'm not taking that vaccine. I'm like, really? I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I go, you know, it's not the virus, right? They're not doing that anymore. Like, you know, when me and you, Chuck, were kids, they gave us the freaking virus and we fought it, but they're not giving the virus anymore. This is a protein, faking our body out. You know, we're faking ourselves out. It's beautiful. It's a fucking beautiful thing. You know, now whether there's stuff in there that shouldn't be in there, well, you know, I guess that's what everyone's concerned about. But
yeah, what they're finding out now is that there are certain situations that we have. Like if I have allergies, then
right.
there are certain things that I'm not gonna do well with the vaccine. There,
Right.
you know, if I have heart issues, then
I mean, we're gonna take it on the chin for a couple of days, right? Like you're gonna be feeling
well,
sick.
somebody is. I'm not.
You're not gonna take it?
Yeah, I'm as soon as we figure out that it's working, you know, I'm down. I don't think it's going to get to me before then. You know,
Yeah.
I thought maybe that as you know, being school workers, you know, being at school, that we would be a part of that
Essential worker, yeah.
wave. But I don't think we're going to be at this point. It doesn't seem that way. Maybe we'll be the second tier, you know, and we'll get it in the second tier. But you know, I mean, again, what I think it is, and I think it's again, it's Donald Trump in a nutshell. I don't disagree with you. Just don't fucking tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be told what to do. I want my freedom, my liberty, my ability to do what I want to do and choose myself what I want to do. But we've talked about this before. There's, you know, people said the same thing whenever it came to putting helmets on, riding motorcycles. You know, and they fought it like it was the worst. Don't tell me what to do. And guys protested, and motorcyclists, you know, said fuck it. And now they just wear a deal. Same with seatbelts.
Yeah.
You know, I was in a car as a kid and traveled all the way across country back in, you know, the early 70s and didn't wear a seatbelt once. You know,
My first 3 cars didn't even have a seatbelt.
Yeah, well, we rode in the back of
trucks. It was pre-seatbelt, you know.
That's what I mean. It's like, you know, it's like those things. I think again, I look at it, and we've talked about this before too. As I think we've just become spoiled, and to the point where we're allowed to do so much and have so much freedom that we're pissed off because somebody's asking us to do something like wear a mask.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's really hard for me. I can get down with the vaccine and people don't want to take it, and I can see how that is because that's a different subject to me. But to be so, like, I can say, okay, I'm not going to wear a mask, and that's okay. So if I don't wear a mask, I'm going to deal with whoever I come in contact with that's going to be angry with me or upset with me or whatever, or I'm going to slip and slide and nobody's going to know. But to go out and stand on the corner and wave flags and scream and yell, and because that's what, you know, or to get in somebody's face and scream at them because you're going to tell me that I have to wear a mask because you don't want to get sick. Well, shit. To me, that's just completely selfish.
Right.
You know, that's not rational. You know, that's not caring. That's not compassionate. It's selfish. And I can say that's probably our biggest downfall at this point is that we've become a lot more of a selfish nation. Don't tell me what to do is more important than, oh, maybe that's a good idea. You know, I don't think that, I think that's where our fall is going to come at some point. Our fall is going to come because we started being more selfish than was caring and kind, you know, for our fellow man. Right. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, if that's the golden rule, then we're not doing it very well. Not across the board. And at least not on television, not what we see. Like I said, I think there's a lot of places and people, I go into the store and, you know, I don't remember last time I saw somebody not wearing a mask. Yeah. You know, people are wearing masks, you know, like I said, if it's that group that's standing on the corner, I just stay away from the corner. But I look around and go, wow, yeah, you're all wearing your masks. Yeah. You know, I drive down the street, fucking people are wearing their masks in their car by themselves. I don't get that, you know, but they're wearing their mask, you know, it's like, you know, and I think that, you know, that's somebody that you look at those people and you go, my first instinct is to say, God, what a knucklehead you are. But what if that person is going, I don't want to get sick. I'm going to wear this mask all the time because I'm afraid of getting sick. Mm-hmm. Well, cool.
Yeah,
I don't
somebody
want to
hit me
call
with the
you.
afraid thing once
I don't
in
want to
my
call you
journey.
dumb.
And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I'm scared. Are you kidding me? You know, and I broke it down. I said, well, you
Yeah.
don't know I had cancer and you don't know I did radiation and you don't know. Like, oh, well, you know, that's back the fuck off. You know,
Yeah.
I don't hear you apologizing, you know, and I don't see you getting better. You know, that's the
Yeah.
problem, you know.
Yeah.
But again, and that's kind of been my slant. Like, I think I asked before, is that the church? You know, is not going to church sort of having to be held accountable each week for confession, or you know, for your act of contrition, or for your preach? You know, is that, or are we missing? Is that 1 hour a week making that much difference in our lives? Is it porn? Is it all of the information that we can possibly gather on the internet, including false and including truth, and you know,
For free.
for free?
You don't have to go and dig through the card catalog at the library anymore and work real hard to get your information. You
I
know,
think
it's
that, you know, there was a certain societal control for the fringe, you know, for those sort of tin hat people, you know, the guys that were sort of conspiracy theorists and aliens and this and that. You know, I believe in aliens, but I didn't put the hat on. And again, I don't wave the flag on the corner like you're mentioning. I think that's a great analogy. We all saw that in the last couple months, you know, and but society would squash those guys, you know. And then my generation, only two generations removed from John F. Kennedy's group, I asked my grandma and she's like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, how could you swallow the Warren Commission? And like, you know, that to me, I was like, fuck, if anybody would lie to me like that, ugh, that would be a wrap. And you know, and then we have a guy lying seemingly on a daily basis. And then you wonder why my attitude is, you know, people ask, you know, because again, people ask me, well, you know, does Biden float your boat? And I'm like, he floats a lot better than that other guy. You know, the other guy is the arch enemy of everything that I stand for, really.
right.
And because I am really, I do have to give myself credit for my philosophy, you know, being kind every day. Sometimes there's nothing left, you know, when I come home, you know, from what I give to the kids and the community, and my professionalism, or my, you know, and the only thing selfish about my whole program is that it's easier when I'm nicer.